start chatting, and it gets a little loud, and then you let people's interest get forgotten, but you guys just sat there. Such nice people. Well, I'm really pleased to be here. I've never been to Australia. I've never been to this part of the world before. Not that I don't really care. People I would tell the whole time. But I'm 43. After a while, you just don't give a shit. You go to places and everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta go to the." No, I don't. I'm not going to the. But there is something, as soon as I flew from New York, first to Los Angeles, and then and that was like something I've done about a billion times, and then I went to the Qantas terminal, and then I was already in a place that was about going to Australia, and everything changed. Just everything, I was like, something is weird about everybody around me. There's something, I went to the gate where we were all going to get on this bus to go to the plane, and it was all Australian people going home, and there was a weird, they were just standing, it was just a weird feeling. There was a really, everyone was like, open the door, let us in the fucking bus. There was a weird feeling. And they all had weird, strange things around their shoulders. Everybody just looked odd and smelled a little strange. And the guy at the counter was Australian, and I went up and I gave him my ticket, and he's like, all right. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it was him, but I realized he was reacting to everybody there because he said, all right, where the bus is going to come. I can't do that accent. He said, the bus is going to come, and you're all going to get on. Now, I need you to just, look, I like you all, but come on. I was like, what kind of people are these? They need to be spoken to that way. I like you, but come on! Everyone was like, I never found out I didn't make any specific observation about any of these people, but I saw two people talking, and as we were getting on the plane, one of them was leaving the other one, and he said, see you tomorrow. I thought he said, see him, it sounded like he said, see you sober. And then I dug in my memory, and I think it was like, see you tomorrow. I said, but I love the idea that Australians would say that to each other as a goodbye. All right, see you sober. Instead of see you later. See you sober at some point. Maybe we'll be sober. We'll see each other. I do wish people were more creative with the way they say goodbye. See you later is such a boring thing to say. It's something that means a little more about what might happen. Hope you're not dead later. Hope you don't die before I do. Because I wish that about most people I talk to. Some people I don't. Some people I don't really feel one way or the other about it. Maybe you should be honest and say that. When you're leaving a store you've never been to, and you buy something and you leave, don't care if you die later. Nothing, I don't hope you die. It just means nothing to me. Your death means nothing to me. You just said that every person you're trifling exchange with. I don't know, I get about 800 people here, and that's a decent cross-section of human beings. That's enough people that one of you probably will die within 2 months. Just statistically speaking, somebody here will die within 2 months. Take any group of 800 people. They're not all going to make it out of a 2-month period. I might be wrong about that. I'm not a statistician or even educated at all. Whoever it is, I'm sorry. There's a difference between you and me, besides that I know how to do this and you don't. I'm good at this. So far you've been doing fine, but you have no expertise. But also the other difference is that I'm alone, and none of you are alone. You're in a group, and who here, by applause, is alone tonight? There's about 6 people out of over 800. There's only 6, I'm gonna say that was 6, maybe it was even 3. 3 people who just walked, when you were all in the lobby, just stood around. Just alone. Okay. And then they're gonna watch the show and then they're just gonna walk away. There's very few of them. There's actually more than 3. There's at least 4 or 5 who, when I asked, they just sat there and they didn't clap. They didn't clap. There's some people listening to me right now who are alone and they didn't clap. Yes, so what? They didn't clap. But most of you are together. You're with somebody. I'm by my fucking self. So that's the difference between us. I don't have any observation to make about it, but that's just true. I'm alone, you're together. Congratulations. I'm alone a lot of the time. I have about half the time. Basically, I have children. I have 2 girls, 6 and a 9-year-old, and I have an ex-wife. I have one. When you get divorced, you still have the person. I have an ex-wife. It's not like there's a person who was my wife I had and now she's just somebody. I have her. And she has me. But so we share custody, me and that fucking person. I mean, she's fine. In Australia, who gives a shit? She's not gonna hear about it. But there's one advantage to being halfway around the world is that I can tell somebody! This person is a thing. But anyway. Let's just clear that all off the table. But anyway, I share custody of my kids. I have them about half the week. They're with me about 3-4 days a week, depending on the week. And so during the time I'm with them, I'm a dad. That's what I do all day is I dad. I make them breakfast. I walk them to school. I read them Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is my least favorite part of being a father. Because I hate Clifford. I don't know if you have those books, but Clifford the Big Red Dog is a shit book. All the Clifford in the snow, fuck Clifford, because there's nothing interesting. The whole thing hinges on, look how big this dog is. Look how big this red dog is. Look at him. He's huge. That's the whole book. There's about 40 books that are all about how big. He's not even that big. You drew him big. That's all. You just drew him bigger than the other characters. You might have even drawn him closer to the page. I don't even know if you did it honestly. I read him the Clifford the Big Red Dog. 9-year-old finally doesn't give a shit about Clifford. 6-year-old still. Really? Is he? Yeah, he's that big, you know. And my daughters, I was hanging out with my kids the other day because they're in my house. And I just stopped Googling myself in the toilet and seeing if they needed something. And my daughter was doing her homework because this is a very old bit. School's been out for 3 months, but it's summer where I come from right now. I don't really understand where I am. I don't really understand this. I really don't. I can't wrap my head around it. It's spring now, right? Spring has just begun. So do you have? I mean, why? But it's September, right? So why is it September? Why don't you just go fuck the rest of the world and make this April? I mean, I don't need anyone to yell out. It's all rhetorical. I don't actually want to learn. That's the point. I want to stay this dumb about where you are. Yeah, I don't really, I guess your kids go to school But this, okay, it doesn't really matter. Like, when your summer is like December, right? November, December. Are kids at school during that time? No, that's their break. You're fucking walking upside down. You're all crazy. Okay, I understand. So, anyway, my kids have been on summer break. They're going back to school this week. So when I said my daughter was doing homework, I was lying. But that doesn't matter to you because your kids are still in school. I'm just getting my bearings. I don't mind spending a little time on this. I'll take this time off the end of the show. I'll add it to the end of the show. About 2 minutes, you get an extra 2 minutes at the end of the show. To make up for this research. It's going to help. Second show, I'll have a better time to get it. But anyway. My daughter asked me, Daddy, what's 6 plus 6? I said 12, because it is. And she said, I have to show the work. Draw a picture of me telling you. What do you want to say? I don't have a lot of guiding principles with my kids, or in life. I believe in some sayings, some morals. Like, I believe this. Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Leave the dude alone, and he'll figure it out. What are you other people for? It's not about you. What do you want to get involved here? You guys fine. Going up to people at Riverside, I'm going to teach you to fish. It's going to give you a fish, but I'm going to teach you to feed you for a day. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Keep walking away from me. Get away from my children. Get the fuck away from me now. Get away from me. Go back to your fucking campsite with your bicycle and your tent. Bearded fucking hippie. Get out of here, you fucking dirty foot piece of shit. Go back to your bicycle and your tent. You ever been camping and there's somebody in the next campsite and he just has a bike and a tent? I hate those guys. I don't know why. I am prejudiced against those people. That is the only group that I have a deep prejudice against, is people who tent just with a bicycle and a tent. I even have a mean, prejudiced name for them. I call them niggers. I use it for them. I don't use it for them. It's just a coincidence that it includes black people. I'm just talking about dudes with bicycle with tents. It's not my fault, it's a whole other thing. Alright. Anyway, I haven't been saying anything this whole night. Anyway, let's get back to just a bunch of shit. I spent a lot of time, so I was trying to explain somewhere back there that half of my life is spent with my children and I'm a dad. The other half of my life, they're with their mom. And during that half of my life, I'm just a piece of garbage. I walk around the house and I just talk to myself. And I always talk either like a black guy from the 70s. I use that voice sometimes. And I don't know why I do this, but whenever I'm alone, I'm like, where my motherfucking sack? Oh, shit! That's just what I do. And when I'm cooking, I'm an equally stereotypical, way more offensive gay man when I'm cooking. They turn salt in there. God. I do spend a lot of time alone because I don't know, whenever I venture out, I get exhausted by how much I hate a lot of people. That's not a nice thing to say, but if people want me to like them more, they should stop being shit. Because people are so selfish now. They're just selfish. They cough out into the world. You ever been in an airport and this guy just, he's just Johnny Appleseed in his disease. Hey, good luck with it. People don't give a shit anymore. There's certain basic things that people, like, when you get in an elevator, let me just say this. If you're getting in an elevator that people are in already, let some of them come out first. Let folks out of anything before you go in. Whatever you're going into, give a second in case someone needs to get up. Not because of courtesy, it's geometry. It's just, there's a finite space in there. You have the entire universe to maneuver in. Don't just keep coming with your selfish zombie body that you just your bags from fucking Hard Rock Cafe. I'm going in there. People have to go, ugh. Those people that just keep coming. Sorry. You ever apologize because someone else is so awful? And you say sorry. Sorry that no one poured gasoline into your mother's vagina. I'm apologizing. What am I saying sorry for? Or people that are going to make a turn across a whole intersection, and they're in the wrong lane. They're in the wrong place. And there's cars, and they just go anyway. They just go, and zip. And you see them, and everybody's honking, and I have to do it, because that's my favorite way to go. I can't go my second favorite way. How could I possibly go up one block and circle back? Fucking horribly selfish. They honk their horns. If you honk your horn ever, you're a piece of shit. If you've ever sat in a car and done this, fuck you forever. Go and flagellate yourself for whatever people do with their whip. There's only one reason to honk that horn: safety. It's to warn a person. Nobody uses that way. When does that ever happen? Whoa, everyone would have died if I hadn't honked that horn just now. That's what we think. Some kid's gonna run in front of your car and you'll honk and then kill him because deep. Well, he died in fear. People honk their horns not to avert any danger, but to just critique shit that has already taken place. What gives you that right? Why do you no one doubts that it's okay to do that. Beep! I don't particularly approve of that. I don't want to handle that either. Why do you get to do that? How is that different from being in a supermarket and somebody has their cart at an angle you don't love? So you just walk over to their face and go, It's not different. It's not even a little bit different. It's precisely the same as when you toot your cunty little horn in the car. People are selfish, they are. And I'm selfish too. By the way, I honk at everybody. I honk at people on the sidewalk for being ugly. Stay home, it's gross! What a good person. Not by a long shot. Not a good person. I mean, I don't hurt anybody, but I don't help either. If I see a woman in a short skirt, I will not look up her skirt. But if she gets sloppy, I am there. I'm not going to go like this, but I won't do this. Somewhere in between. But, yeah, even I don't need people to be rude to hate them. That's the worst part about me. I'm really, like, I was in an elevator in my building that I live in, and this guy gets on the elevator, and he's my neighbor. I see him all the time, and I always cringe when I see him. And you know why? Because he's nice. He's a nice guy. He just, every time he goes, hey, oh, hey, he puts his face right out there, right on the front of his head. And he's a balloon like floating towards me. And I'm like, I don't want. Could you move to a lower floor so we could do this for less time? I hate it. Hi. I always have this weird impulse that I want to come on him. I don't know why but basically, I want to jizz in his face. Not aggressively, not a sexual thing. It's like I wish I could just secrete cum without the sexual workup. Like a squid or a skunk, you know? Alright, sorry. Skunks don't have to do that. They don't have to. Your dog chases a skunk. It doesn't have to go. Just give me a second. Alright, okay, put your face up. It's really wide. But yeah, I used to. A lot of people. You just sort of give yourself the premise that you're a good person. Yeah, I'm nice. That guy's an asshole. I'm fine. Really? What did you do this week that was so great? What did you fucking do? Like, I look back over lots of chunks of time in my life, I'm like, I don't know if I did anything good. I thought about good things. Like, I fly a lot, and sometimes I'll fly first class. All the time, I always fly. I don't need to lie to you. I'll fly first class, always. And I often see soldiers on the plane, and they're in uniform, they're going to war, often back to war. And I look at them and I think about, God, they're going to war. That's got to be really difficult and grisly, and in their hearts, they're doing it for everybody else. And I'm flying first class, and they're coached. They're always in the shitty seats in the back. And I always think, I should switch seats with this person. I should go up to my son. I get to call him son. Hey son, go ahead. Take my seat. Thank you for your service. I never did it once. I never did it. I never even really came close. But here's the worst part. I still enjoy the fantasy for myself. I still excite myself. Like, I'm proud of myself for having thought of it. Like, that makes me, I'm such a nice guy. And I thought of that and never once even considered it seriously. Yeah, mostly I stay home and I eat a lot. I bought these sneakers recently so that I could, did he go down a little? He's really watching the show. He's actually like, that's very rare. I walk out of lights all the time. Fuck. I bought these because I want to start getting in shape, and so far I'm just doing fat guy stuff with these on. But I guess it gives me the feeling that there's a potential. I could just suddenly go, yeah, and just break into a run. And so far I just kind of walk around the house and I lay on my bed with them up. I look at them while I eat a snack off my chest. And I get to wear my shoes in bed. That's because I'm divorced. You get to start doing stuff like that. You can wear your shoes in bed and stuff like dying alone. You get to die alone too. That's really all marriage is like just an insurance policy that you're not going to die alone. You just put up with a lot of shit so that you won't die alone. I mean, one of you will, but anyway. I'm not. This is me in good shape. This is me actually really trying, because I have a TV show and I'm a public person. This is me trying to look good. This is me being presentable. And when I'm done with this shit, like when I lose all the show and all the people that love me, I've driven them all away. When I get to that place, I'm excited for that time in my life, because I'm gonna completely just widen out. I'm just gonna become just disgusting pyramid of shit. I'm just gonna become, like, you won't be able to knock me over because there'll be no up or down to me. I'm just gonna be I just want to become a substance. I want people to stop saying, look at that guy, and they'll just go, what is all that shit over there? Like, that's the level I'm gonna get to. I want to grow grow an enormous belly, and then another, you know that crotch belly that those people that have like a ball just polyester pants are stretched over it, and you look like, where is the penis? I don't know where it is. It's just smooth. There's not even a little bump. Did it snap off like a guppy tail? Is it like in? Like a pumpkin top? Is it just in there? You can't see it. It just, when he pees, it just glistens. It just gets wet on the surface. Like one of those fountains that doesn't spurt, the marble just gets shiny. You just cover it over the bowl and just lets it get wet. Takes a rag and just breaks it. I want to be that guy. I want to have that thing, and then when I get horny, I'll just fuck my own fat from the inside. Like that bitch. Sexually abusive to my own fat ball. That's all you're good for, bitch. So yeah, I'm excited to be that guy. I don't take very good care of myself. I've been smoking. That's crazy. Smoking is the dumbest thing any human being does. It's really the dumbest. It's so dumb. It doesn't get you high. It's just fucking hurting yourself. And it's just, everyone knows it's going to kill you. But you just do it. There's a picture of a dead baby on the box. And you're like, well, I'm not a baby. So you can tell yourself that this is okay. And you light it on fire and start smoking. Just think about how stupid that is. It's dumber than putting a gun in your mouth and pulling the trigger. I swear to God, that's smarter. That's actually a more intelligent thing to do than smoking. Because nobody that does this has any denial about it. There's nobody that puts a gun in their mouth and pulls a trigger that's like, man, people say it's dangerous. I mean, I went through it already. I started smoking when I was 9. I was in the 4th grade. That's how you figure that out, you know? You take the age and you subtract 5. And that's the age, and that's the grade the kid is in. That's for all of you guys that are trying to pick up a mom. Hey, how old is your son? Oh, he's 6. Oh, really? I can't do it in my head. Fucked it up already. But he's 11. And then you go, oh, he's in the 6th grade. And the mom goes, oh my God. Oh, good. Your social math skills are so exciting to me. Like everybody's trying to fuck single moms all over. Yeah, they're sexy. Single moms are sexy people because they're fucked up. They're crazy. Anybody who's in their around 40s has something wrong with them, basically. When you get to 42, 43, something bad shit's happened to you. Everybody has something in their life where you've done something so bad. You ever do something so bad that you immediately afterwards, you're like, how much time can I put between me and that? Let me just please live a lot of life. I gotta kill the president to forget that. I mean, I have a lot of regrets, I think, and I go back over my life and I think about it, and I don't know why I'm doing this, like I'm a nervous old lady. I just don't know. But I was trying to remember today, what's my first memory? You ever think about that? Like, where did your memories begin? Because before that first memory, you were just in an ether of babyhood. Babies don't remember anything later. And I'm thinking about this because I have children. I have a 6 and a 9-year-old, and they're having a life now that is going to be a memory later. That's how you have to raise kids, you know. You're not raising the child in front of you. You're raising the grown-up that they're going to be. And if you think about that, it's easier to say no to them. I love saying no to my kids because it's going to benefit them. Can I have it? No, you fucking can't. Because I'm being a good dad. Because they're going to remember the things that are happening to them now. My kids are at an age that I remember being, which is a profound awakening, you know. It's like, and also I'm at an age that I remember my parents being. It's a weird thing. And because when they're babies, nothing. It means nothing. Nothing that happens when they're a baby has any meaning. I mean, you just keep them from not dying. That's your only job as a parent. Keep them generally clean and keep them from falling off shit. Don't let any heavy things hit them in the face. That's really it. Nothing in their experience is going to mean anything. They're like an Etch-a-Sketch. They just get shaken at the end of every day. Nothing. You can go up to your baby every day and say, fuck you, baby! Hey, baby! Every day. And they won't, I mean, they'll grow up with a general sadness inside. These happy memories for us. But so I was trying to remember what is my first memory, and I know what it was. I was in Mexico City because I was, my mother was American and from Michigan, and she married a fucking Mexican. And that's what she did. I mean, I'm not saying Mexicans, I'm saying one fucking Mexican who now calls me and I just press fucking ignore, I can't take it. But, you don't need to know that. But, my mom married this fucking Mexican who took her back to Mexico. Who the fuck does that? Who marries an American white woman and takes her back to fucking smelly Mexico? Just because you're a bank president or whatever he was. But anyway, so we go, he's a very successful white Mexican. But anyway, we lived in Mexico. And my dad, by the way, was not your typical, he's Jewish. My dad's so fucked up. His father, my abuelito, was a Jewish-Hungarian one-legged doctor who migrated to Mexico and found this big Mexican woman and just fucked the shit out of her for years. He fucked her good, too, I can tell, because she loved him. She wiped his ass so long when he was in his 90s. Boy, and I just know, because they had like 20 kids. I don't even know how many uncles I have in Mexico. He just kept fucking her and then paused to take a baby out. They're like all 2 days apart, this family. And my father had, he converted to Judaism because after my parents divorced and he went and found a Jewish girlfriend younger than him with big tits. So he became a Jew. And I remember asking him, because Jews have to cut the tip of their dick off. I mean, they have to do this to their children. And I asked him, did you do it to yourself? And he's like, yeah, I mean, he didn't do it himself like a scissors. And I asked him because I remember his penis. I remember his brown Mexican penis. His fucking just weirdly tapering off fucking bottom half of a yam penis. Anyway. That's not my first memory. I was trying to get... That's not... My first memory was me standing in the driveway of my parents' house, and I'm wearing little brown shorts. I was about 4 years old, and I was shitting. I was shitting in my shorts. I already shat one shit that was coming out of the shorts like a dark pickle. Just, it was warm. I remember it was warm. And I was in the middle of the second shit. In the middle, and it was painful. It was a rock, and they were feeding me. It was just rock hard, really wide. It seemed impossible to me that this was coming out of my asshole. I remember this feeling like I was dilated about 8 centimeters like that. And I was just screaming in anal pain. halfway through the shit. That's my first memory. The first half of that shit, I don't remember it. That was in the baby ether. It was the second half, this shit bulged out so much in the middle that I actually came online as a human being. Because of how big that shit was. It awakened me into the stream of consciousness that I'm living today. That's how much it hurt. That's basically my identity. That's who I am, some kid who took a big old shit. I've been recovering from that since then. And and then we moved to America. My dad's bank got burned down, I don't know what happened. But we moved to America, and I was about 7, and I have the distinct memory and experience in my life of coming to America as a little Mexican boy. I spoke no English, and red hair and freckles. And we came to America, and it was so beautiful. I loved it immediately. Everybody was big and strong, and the air was clean, and the milk was fucking delicious. And it was the 70s. Everybody was going to the moon all the time. Just constantly going to the moon and back. That's what it seemed like. And I loved it. I aggressively forgot Spanish completely. Fuck Spanish. My whole life, my abuelita calls me, Feliz cumpleaños. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm not going to learn Spanish for one person. It's horrible. But yeah, so then we lived in America. I remember when I was about 10 years old, we lived in somewhere near Boston, and this man and there was a little boy across the street from me. His name was Benji, and I hated him. I learned to hate on this boy. Do you remember the first person you hated? Because when you're little, you just, here's this person. Oh, here's another one. But this was the first person I went like, I fucking hate him. I learned the word fuck because of this kid. I really did. Because my sister was angry. She's like, fuck. And I was like, well, what does that mean? She's like, it's just the worst word. And I was like, yeah, fuck Benji. Fuck's his mother, you fucking piece of shit. But anyway, I'm telling you about Benji because there's this one experience I had that I'm really ashamed of. And I'm just going to tell you about worse and worse things that I did until you just leave in silence. That's how this one's going to end. You're going to go, wow, that's really awful. I really wish I hadn't gone to see that. But here's what happened with Benji. He was a little kid. He was a year younger than me. And he used to come over and he'd ask my mother if I could play. Because I would have said no. So he'd go, can Willie play? And she'd be like, sure. And I'd go, fuck, don't tell him I go. So one day I was in Benji's backyard, and he was a horrible kid. And he said, I had a stick. Give me a stick! And I was like, no. Give me it! He was having a lot of rage, you know. And, I said, no. He grabbed the stick and he hit me in the face. And the back door of his house just flew open, and his father came, who was looking out the window, came running out, just so angry, and he grabbed Benji and he put him on his knee and whipped his fucking pants down and started just spanking the shit out of him, like from the shoulder, just and I realized he hates him too. He hates and Benji's going, no! And I'm standing there 2 inches away, and the thrill that went through my body, I was so excited. I had a little erection. And he grabbed Benji and took him inside and probably fucked him up. What's the point of tenderizing that ass? So, the next day I went back to Benji's house. This time I came looking for him. Can Benji play today? This is true. Can Benji play? Sure. Benji comes out, this little dude. We're in his backyard, and I go, and I realized I'm antagonizing him. I'm baiting him. I had a stick. I was like, hey, Benji, you want the stick? No, I don't want the stick. I don't want the stick, okay? Just leave me alone. And I kept poking him. It's all true. He grabbed the stick and he hit me with it. Couldn't help himself. His father came running out. Spanked him. Exactly the same thing happened. And as his father's grabbing him, I'm like, I'm so excited. But the second time I was like, there's something cheap about it. Terrible. And then I went my parents got divorced and we moved to a very shitty little house. My mom raised me most of my life. Single mom, worked very hard. My dad was off fucking this Jew. and my mom she raised us very poor. And I mean, it wasn't like an idea she had. Raised the kids in a shack behind my mansion. And she would, I used to go shopping with her because I tried to get her to buy good food and she just wouldn't. And I didn't get it. I was like, Mom! She would buy these saltine crackers. She'd buy saltine crackers that had no salt on them. And they were called saltines, but there was no salt. They even had pockmarks where they used to have salt. They made them with salt, and then some guy in the factory would just take his Discover card and scrape off the pockmark. And they were disgusting. You just start choking. You start suffocating when you ate them. Because you need salt to fucking get it down a little bit. And I asked my mother, why do you buy these shit crackers? And she said, because I'm saving money. I go, no, they cost the same. And she said, yeah, but you hate them. So they last longer. If I buy the salted ones, they go, you eat them. But these, they last for months because they're shit. Like salted crackers are such a fucking, ooh, Santa Claus must have been here. But I was raised by her. She did a good job, generally, I guess. And then I started becoming a teenager, and that's a horrible thing to go through. As a kid, you just start exploding with chicken. Just all of a sudden sweat and hair, and you're a grown-up in a child's body all of a sudden. You're just walking down the street, and you feel weird. And people are like, go to bed. I can't go to bed, I'm a monster! Torturous time in anybody's life. And where I went to school, they make us start showering together, the boys in school, as soon as our bodies change. They're like, hey, it's like a fucking cruel trick. Let's take a bunch of kids who just went through puberty and make them all shower in the same fucking shower. And some of us still have a little pee. And then there's one kid, Aldo, he had just a big banana dick. And he had hair that went up like, he was like a fucking 40-year-old man. And he just washed his hair. And his dick was just fucking water just rushing off of it. And I would just stare at his penis. I would just open and stand there, soap in my eyes, trying to stare at his penis. Look at that faggot. Do something with it. It just was so beautiful. I wanted to shake it. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Oh, maybe I'm a little gay. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah. I started doing drugs when I was a kid. That was a great thing. I loved drugs. When I was a child, I'm gonna have a really hard time telling my kids with a straight face not to do drugs. I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off. Honey, don't go near drugs because all they are is a perfect solution to every problem you have. Take all of that abilities that you're living with, and it fucking goes away. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible how complete they are as a solution. But please don't do it, because people will get mad if I say this to you. I mean, of course, they are such a complete solution that they will destroy your life. But when you're a kid, you don't give a shit about that. I love drugs so much that I got a job. That's really the first motivator of employment. Kids that work, they're getting high. I hope you know that, if your parents. If you have a teenager who just got a job at a restaurant, you're like, I'm so proud of him. He's buying several drugs with every penny he's making. Because it was hard to get drugs. When you're a kid, you steal some money from your mom's wallet, this woman who was struggling to raise you. I'm saying you as if anyone is a big piece of shit as I am. Right? You know what I mean, right? I'll steal money from your poor mother's wallet, right? But when I was in junior high school, and I had a dealer, a drug dealer, who I go to and he sell me drugs. And one day I didn't have any money, and he said, "Listen, you know, in your science class they have these triple beam balances, those scales. That's I could really use one of those." He said, "If you give me one, I'll give you 2 ounces of pot." So I was like, "Well, I'll see you tomorrow." And I went to the school, and my science teacher really loved and trusted me, so I took advantage of him, and I stole a scale from him, and I gave it to the dealer. He gave me 2 ounces of pot. Perfect, just perfect thing. All I had to do was something unforgivable. It meant nothing to me. And then he said, I know a lot of dealers that could use these, so if you keep stealing them, I'll just take them all. 2 ounces each. And this is a true story. I stole 15 scales from that store. 15 scales in a 3-month period. And I got 2 ounces, I got 30 ounces of pot. And I have to say, I'm 43 now, though still to date, that was the best time of my life. I had a long job. That was the most satisfying, and I was high all the time. People loved it. I just gave pot to my friends. It was fucking good. And then I got caught, because I told everybody. It was too interesting. I cannot tell everybody. But nobody saw me do it, I just told people. So the principal of the school called me into his office, and I sat at his desk. He was this guy, his name was Mr. Frackman. He had a big brush mustache. And he looked at me and he said, "You're in a lot of trouble." And I was like, "Fuck you, capitalist pig." I was like, "What?" He said, "Corporate America." I was like, I'm an educator. Why are you doing this? I get paid very little, and I devote my life to education. Corporate America. I just hated it. And so he says to me, "I know you stole those scales." And I was like, "No, I didn't." And he goes, "Yes, you did." And I was like, "No, I didn't." And he was like, And I realized that's all he had. He had nothing better. He stole them. No, I didn't. He's a genius. And he said to me, "Look, if you just give them back, I'll forget the whole thing." And in my head, I'm thinking, drug dealers have them all over the country. What the fuck? Am I going to go and get them back from all the 15 drug dealers were murdered by a child today? Why does he think I still have them? Like I'm just obsessed with I have 15 scales. I can play many things at the same time. So he said, "You're going to come here every day after school till you admit this." And he had me there, and I came every day. And then one day, all the teachers in the school marched into his office because they're all ex-hippies. And they came in and they said, "You can't prosecute this child." And it was amazing. They all loved me and they protested. They were going, "Let him go." They were chanting. And one of them said, "Frackman, you're a piece of shit." And they all started going, "You're a piece of shit. This is true. You're a piece of shit." And I'm just sitting there just rotting inside, just rotting. And this dude looks at me, Mr. Frackman, and he just goes, "All right." And he looks at me in a way that I've carried my whole life. Because he basically was saying, "Dad, I can't, you took all the scales and I can't do anything about it. You're 12 years old and you ruined my life. I have no credibility with the teachers I have to work with every day. You took a massive chunk out of our school budget. You have very little money. But go have a great life." And I have. Great life! I had a criminally great life.
And I Googled him once recently and nothing. I mean, I fucking erased that motherfucker. It's so horrible. He was a good man. So just fucking, that's who you're dealing with here. He's a very fucked up individual. I don't do drugs anymore. I can't do it. I can't. I mean, I'm 43. You can't really hook that shit up the same way. It's embarrassing to look for drugs when you're 43. Sometimes young people come up to me after shows. You want to smoke some pot? And I'm like, well, can I have my portion of it to smoke alone without you? I'm gonna stand in the parking lot with some 20-year-olds with shit in their noses and they're, hey, your turn to smoke the joint now. Okay, this is great. I'm just not gonna do it. When you're 43, if you want to get high, you have to hurt your back, basically. You have to pull a muscle and go to a doctor. And the doctor says that thing, how bad is the pain from 1 to 10? Fucking 10. What? Who says anything but 10? Who goes, you know what, 3, I'm sorry I wasted your time. No, 10. 10, give me maximum benefit of your education. Pour it on. Give me the Percocet. Just fucking give me the Percocet. I love Percocet. When I have a bottle of Percocet, I am an addict of that bottle of Percocet. If I drop it and you pick it up, I will suck your dick without even asking if I have to. Last time I got high with marijuana, actually a few years ago, I was in Kansas City. And Kansas City is a horrible place. If you go to America, don't go to Kansas City. It's just a disgusting, awful place. And I had to get high, because otherwise I would have emptied my brains into a bathtub in my hotel. Which, by the way, do it in a bathtub. If you're going to do this, do it in the tub. Because it's not about you anymore. It's just, exactly now, it's not about you anymore. It's about who finds your fucking body. So do it in the tub. Don't fuck up a rug. Anyway, just saying. One of the 3 alone people. When you go home tonight, please use the tub. Think about other people. Anyway. I really believe that when life ends, it's over. That's just what I believe. A lot of people, it's a mystery to them. Where do you go? Where do you go when you fucking go where they put your body? It's the only thing that is not a mystery. It's literally the only thing we can be completely sure of in life is where the dead people are. They are the only human beings that can be 100% accounted for. Because they don't get up and fucking walk away anymore. Anyway. Why did I mention that? Tub, Kansas City. Anyway. I was at a comedy club in Kansas City. I was bored. The waiters got high, so I got high with them. And I'm standing with this group of people, and I'm smoking marijuana. And I'm smoking a lot of it, because when I was younger, you smoked a bunch of pot. And even with the guy with the ear hole, like this, I don't understand what people are doing with their faces anymore. He's got an ear hole. He was like, dude, you're smoking a lot of that pot. That's how much I was smoking. And then I had to cover for that by going, oh yeah, well I just smoked, as if it was intentional, and then I smoked more. And then there was a moment where I just fucking went insane, basically. It all happened once, it just was like, and I was like, fuck, this is an ordeal. This is really bad. I was so high, and I'm just standing there now with these people, and they're all just talking, and I'm just standing there, and I'm like, I think I'm kind of scanning awkwardly. I was trying to figure out in my head. I hoped that I was just going like this, but I'm like, no, I think I'm doing this. Really deliberately. And the air feels really weird on my arm, and they're all aware that I'm uncomfortable about the air on my arm. Like, all that shit was going on in my head. I was like, I have to get the fuck away from these people. But I can't, I had a hard time leaving, because we're all standing facing each other, and I knew that to leave, I would have to do this. And that seemed crazy to me. So I told myself, you gotta say something. You gotta pronounce that you're leaving. And I rehearsed in my head 50 times, I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna get going. I kept coming, okay, I think I got it. And I went, I gotta get going now! And I know I didn't just imagine it, because they all went, oh, shit, okay, all right. And I just, fuck, I'll never see those people again as long as I live. I get in my car that I rented, and I have to drive back to a fucking hotel, to the hotel I was staying at. I have to drive on a freeway, and I'm in a car, and I'm driving, and I remember at one point I realized, I think it's been about 25 minutes since I looked out the front window of this car. I've just been dealing with shit directly around me. Oh shit, there's a whole spectrum of responsibility here. I'm supposed to be taking part of this. And then I don't remember anything. And then suddenly I was in my car at a drive-through restaurant of some kind, and there's a woman in a uniform hanging out of her window, and she's going, sir! Sir! And I'm like, I don't know! I kept going, I don't know! I didn't know at what stage of the transaction. Like, did I order yet? Did I pay yet? Have I eaten have I been sitting here eating and I even ate the paper? Like, what the fuck is happening? And people are honking and I just fucking hit the gas and bolted. I just got out of there. I'm not doing that again. I can't get high. I don't drink either, really, because I just get tired. I just go to sleep. I'm always amazed by when I watch like movies or TV shows where people are being like in a meeting in an office and they're drinking. They're making a clinky drink. Here, Senator, I hope you'll play ball with this. Like, yes, well, we'll see. How is the next scene not all those people just laying on the floor like, oh, fuck, why didn't we drink whiskey at 3 in the afternoon? I can't do any more nefarious shit now. I'm fucked up. My only thing I love anymore is sleep. That's my thing. I used to masturbate constantly. Now I just kind of knead it down so it goes away. I love sleep. And that's the biggest problem I have with my children. If there's anything I hate about being a father, it's being woken up. My kids get me up at 6 fucking motherfucking o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock. I don't have to get up till 7 o'clock. I get up. I can get them to school with a shitty lunch. It's fine. They get me up at 6, and because I don't understand. I can't get my head around a person getting out of bed before they have to. But the kids do. They get up. They're like, they're so excited to live another day. They want to come in and tell me, Daddy, it's all still here. We get to keep doing this. I'm like, I'm trying to run out the clock on my life. Please stop waking me. They get me up at 6, and the worst part is I could tell I was just in one of those delicious, you know when you're fucking deep sleeping, that's so, you're in that deep, dark African sleep. Like you're in a warm river of chocolate, just fathoms deep. And sleep is like a whore goddess who's just sucking me off. She's got a gold helmet and 40 tongues. She's speaking in a dead language. She's feeding syrupy heroin into my penis. Please let this be my actual life. Please let this be really what I am in life. Please let this be. Right. Daddy! Oh, shit! Daddy! Fuck! Then I walk around the house. I can never see out of my right eye till like 10 a.m. I told the doctor that once. He was like, that's weird. I never heard of that. I really don't have much of it. Like my peak, it's amazing how much we need sleep. When you think about it, you can't function. You will fall apart and kill people. You could never handle your life if you didn't completely shut down for a third of it. You have to completely, that's how fucked up life is. You sleep, you need it, and then you wake up, and you don't even, it's still about 2 o'clock that I start going like, man, I should sign up for shit I never did before. Like I start getting, I'm on the road now, so last night I slept for 12 hours. You ever sleep that long? That's too much. If you sleep longer than 8 hours, you start having weird dreams. Because your brain only needs 8 hours to sleep constructively, to dream. And the dreams are your brain working. It's taking your memories and your fears and your new thoughts and putting them back in order. Because your whole day it's working and it's just thoughts are flying around. That's why you start getting rattled towards the end of the day. Because you just think shit's happening to you and you're just walking around. And towards the end of the day, someone in your brain's like, shut it down! Shut it down! And then the dreams of everybody in there just go, fuck, that's crazy. What the fuck is this? Okay, I think that goes in there. It's fair. And they just it takes 8 hours. Then they're done. And if you keep sleeping, your brain looks at you like, all right, you just wanted to see some shit? I just want to fuck around. I got some shit I can show you. It's the Late Show. You want to see this? Yeah, maybe you forgot about this! I always have weird, upsetting dreams when I get to that stage. They're never like crazy or exciting. It's just something weird that keeps happening over and over again. Like one night I dreamt it was Gene Hackman who just kept telling me to put a rock in a bag over and over again. It's horrible. There's something horrible about it. Put a rock in that bag. Put another rock in the bag. You're a really weird crowd. Nobody ever laughs at that. If I knew you were like that, it would have been a whole other show. I've done that for a million audiences at home. It's always silence. I still do it because I just like it. I always program it. Okay, they're going to get quiet here. It'll be fine. Anyway, that's really my life. I sleep, I eat. I don't really, I'm single, I guess. It's really more alone is a better description for a 43-year divorce. I didn't really keep this shit up is the thing. You don't really maintain it when you get married. I didn't think I needed to have this equipment at performance level. I figured I'm going to shove this into somebody once every 2 months till one of us dies. That's what's going to happen. And then you get divorced and it's like, now I fucking need someone to actually want me to fuck them. That's like a whole other, it's like having an old car in your backyard and it's full of weeds and shit, and then you find out that's your way to work now. You need that car. God, it's got bees in it. I can't possibly use that. But, yeah, I love women. I really do. I mean, that's like a dumb thing to say. Because not every, it's over half the population. But I do. There's something about women. I grew up with 3 sisters and my mom, and I just always, every woman that's been in my life, I've loved almost every woman that I've fucked, which is weird. But for men, fucking and loving is the same thing. It's together. There's no, we're gross, and we just have gross thoughts. And then we have lovely thoughts too, but they're always followed by disgusting thoughts. And if you're a woman and a man has ever said anything romantic to you, he just left off the second part that would make you feel raped by hearing it. Because that's what's in our hearts. She's an angel, and I just want her to drown in my cum. That's what we're like. Fucked up thoughts. And some women think they do too. Yeah, I'm a pervert. No, you're fucking not. You have no idea. You are a tourist in perversion. I am a prisoner there. You understand? It's not. But we need to be kind of gross. because we have to fuck you, and we have to be the pig in the situation. You get to just be fucked and lay there, or even women that are aggressive, they get to put their hair up and ride. But we just have to kind of climb on and just. You ever fuck when you're out of shape and you're like, I can't keep it. Can I just lay on my side? But that's our job, and we have to fuck you because otherwise there won't be any more folks. That's where folks come from, fucks. That's what happens. Everybody is here because someone shot a load in a pussy. That's how I choose to say it, but it's a fact. It's indisputable. Every single one of you is here tonight because at some point some guy went, That's why you're here. Every person alive. Boutros Ghali and the Pope. And they are here because some guy went, shit, fuck, I'm sorry! We love sex, men. We love it. And we're not even good at it. We suck at it. Women are great at it. We suck at it. And men don't realize this. We think we're the ones who love to fuck. Well, we are, because you're doing the fucking for us. Women don't traditionally love fucking, and we think that's because you have problems. What's your problem? Why don't women just want to fuck everybody? There's problems in their heads. But why is it their problem? You're the one providing the sex. We're providing the sex, so if they don't like it, why isn't it our? Of course it's us. Of course, because we love it because they're amazing. As soon as a man fucks a woman, that's his whole life. I'm gonna fuck as many women as I can until I'm dead. That's how good it is. For women, it's like the guy fucks her, and she's like, oh, that was okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Sometimes it's pretty good. Sometimes it's awful. For men, it's never awful. You understand that? Every time you've ever fucked as a man, it's been great. Please get your head around the fact that women, probably 7 out of 10 guys who will fuck them, it was a total bummer. It was just a fucking bummer. So they're not trying to fuck everybody. The other piece of evidence that tells me women, the guys suck at sex is that women like to cuddle after sex. It's not a thing men like to make fun of women for. She always wants to cuddle, I just want to watch the game. Just fuck her. And she's like, ooh, we think it's because they're needy and emotional. What are you thinking? We think it's because they're just emotional and attached. No, it's because they're horny. Because you did nothing for them. Her pussy is on fire! Because you just climbed on and roll off. And that's why she's so something! If you fuck a woman well, she will leave you completely alone. She'll fucking snore like a stuck pig. Thank you very much for coming tonight, folks.